Silent Hill, TDS, what's up? Yeah, come on. I.O.W. Sports Network, late night edition. Let's go. Come on.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. L Boogie with the hot flame, ashtray full of top names, little tree for your membrane. This the 9 hour time frame. I just snatched up a 6-pack, got my hands on a lid pack, whipping up a little batch of snacks. Yeah man, I think I'm all set. Late night, can't sleep, go ahead and just tap in. Better grab you a cold one, and we about to get some laughs in. Wild card on the microphone, he'll hit you with a couple flurries. Y'all need to just strap in for some entertainment sports commentary. About to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. Everybody grab a seat, cause you know we about to spark. Late night sports talk. Modelo Le Cigar. Man, you don't wanna start. Wild card mark. Hey. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Wild card mark. Wild card mark. I.O.W. Late night sports. Hey.
Give me a second, let me light up real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, welcome to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, hosted by Mr. Modelo himself. You already know the name by now. You know what I'm saying? Wild Card Mark. You already know the vibe. Pull up, let's go.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark.
We about to raise the bar. Wild card mark. What's up? What's up? What is 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 up? How y'all doing tonight? What's happening? It's your boy Wildcard Mark. Yes, we are here with another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Hour Edition, episode 265. 265. Yeah, girl. 5. Let me see, tell me one more time. Get low. Man, and what a pleasure it is to be here. And man, if y'all missed a great show that we have put on today for our AFC NFC Championship preview, man, please do yourself a favor. Go down right here, I.O.W. Sports Network YouTube channel. Type it in. Go back. Catch the AFC NFC preview that we did today. What a great show. Big thanks to my man Tanner, Witchy Sports. Big shout out to my man Lance Twit with Spoken. Shout out to my man Mike of the Man Cave podcast. Shout out to my man Cool of the Elite Eagles podcast. He got many other podcasts, but that's just one of the few that he do. Shout out to my man Gary that does the podcast he has going on for the San Francisco 49ers. Man, it literally had a collection of people. Shout out to my man Black Star DD Ray, a Bengals fan. I mean, just do yourself a favor and just go down there and go check out what happened today on today's Thursday show. It was a great show. I mean, I love doing it. This is the third year that we did it. We get representatives from the final 4 teams in the playoffs, and I had representatives from all 4 teams this year. So the third year that we done it, this the first time I had all 4 teams represented. So when we did this 3 years ago, it was the Chiefs and Bills in the AFC Championship game. I did not have a Bills representative, but I did have a Packers and a Buccaneers representative. So I had 3 out of the 4. Last year, I had a Chiefs representative and a Rams representative. Was not able to get a Bengals rep, and I was not able to get a San Francisco rep last year. So it was fun that I had all 4 teams represented by podcasters, and man, it was a great show. So do yourself a favor, go on over to I.O.W Sports Network on YouTube. Go check out Thursday's show, the AFC NFC Championship Preview episode, and man, you're gonna enjoy that hour and a half of good podcasting content. I mean, that was fantastic. That was dope. That was some of the best podcasting I ever did. I love networking with other podcasters and delivering great content. My goodness, that was great content. So please do yourself a favor and go watch that show that we put on today. It was phenomenal. But other than YouTube, I.O.W Sports Network, you can always catch us on Instagram and Facebook, I.O.W Sports Network. You can damn sure catch us on Twitter, I.O.W Sports 1. I mean, whew, that was fun. It really was. But man, we reached that time of the year. All is getting closer to the end. Obviously, you're getting closer to a Super Bowl matchup happening. You're getting closer to that. You're getting NFL awards. So let's speak on some of these NFL awards, and because we got a couple of candidates or a few candidates for each award, and what can you say about some of these categories? Obviously, you kind of had an idea that some of these people were going to at least be nominated for it. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Where we at? Sometimes I be hating this. Here we go. All right. So let's start right here. Assistant Coach of the Year. You got Ben Johnson, Lions offensive coordinator. DeMeco Ryans, 49ers defensive coordinator. And you got Shane Steichen, Eagles offensive coordinator. Lions offense dynamic this year. Absolutely dynamic. I mean, they were off the chain this year. Top 5 offense. Eagles offense dynamic. But DeMeco Ryans, if you're looking at if you're looking at all 3 of those guys, to me, DeMeco Ryans wins that. And there's a reason why he wins that. Because that defensive crew that he has put together, and I know the personnel is there, but you still got to come up with a good scheme. You still got to come up with the right people to run it. And he's got that thing humming. I mean, that defense is something else. That defense is absolutely something else. And them boys fly. They fly. I mean, I've yet to see a defense that is so, I'm not gonna say 100% complete, because I do believe that if that front 7 doesn't take care of business, kind of can sometimes leaves the back end susceptible to give up a couple of plays, but it's not often. I mean, that defense is so damn good. one of the most efficient defenses that you will face. And I mean, it's Jalen Hurts is going to have his work cut out. By the end of the show, of course, I will be giving my picks. It's kind of these championship games are going to be hard to pick, y'all. It's going to be hard to pick. But if you're looking at the assistant coach of the year, I got it. Me personally, I would go with DeMeco Ryans. Not only just what he's been able to do in getting that defense, what one of the most scariest defenses in the NFL, just to get them going. I mean, my goodness. So DeMeco Ryans, in my opinion, he wins assistant coach of the year. And usually when you get an assistant coach of the year winner, his current team that he's coaching on after winning that award, be prepared to lose him because there's job openings all over the place. Speaking of job opening, we'll talk about one of the hires in a little bit because I think it's crazy. But DeMeco Ryans, don't be surprised if he ends up being a head coach next year. Don't be surprised. His name is one of the most buzzing names around the coaching carousel. So depending on how far the San Francisco 49ers go, kind of determines whether DeMeco is going to get announced as a head coach within the next week or so. That they so happen to go, because last week he interviewed for I think 3 or 4 teams. So don't be surprised if DeMeco Ryans gets a head coaching job for sure. Defensive rookie of the year. Numbers wise, it doesn't look pretty for Sauce Gardner. So you got a Sauce Gardner for the New York Jets. You got Aiden Hutchinson from the Detroit Lions. And you got Tariq Woolen for the Seattle Seahawks. This is not me being a homer, y'all. I'm just being serious. Look at the rookie numbers for Aiden Hutchinson and George Karlaftis. Pretty similar. They both were 1 and 2 in sacks as rookies, I believe, and same with pressures. So if you got Aiden Hutchinson in this conversation, in my opinion, so should Karlaftis. Karlaftis should be on this list too, but he didn't. Tariq Woolen got the nod. Aiden Hutchinson, I can't knock him for defensive rookie of the year, but I said this about 3/4 of the way through the season. This is Sauce Gardner's award. And here's the reason why this is Sauce Gardner's award for defensive rookie of the year. Is because not too many cornerbacks have gotten the don't throw to the side of your field treatment. And what I mean is this is treatment that happens with Darrelle Revis, Champ Bailey, and most importantly, Deion Sanders. Primetime Deion Sanders. As in, quarterbacks will not throw it to wherever side of the field that they're on because they are in fear that they'll get intercepted. They are in fear that the ball will then get intercepted and the player will be headed the opposite way, high-stepping his way to a touchdown. How many rookie cornerbacks? How many rookie cornerbacks have you seen get that treatment? They were treating Sauce Gardner as if he was damn Darrelle Revis or primetime Deion Sanders. They refused to throw on his side of the field. What's happening? I'm talking about they refused to throw it on his side of the field. Sauce Gardner had already put fear into a whole league, which he just now started. started in. Literally just now started. It's not like Sauce Gardner has been in the league for the longest of times. That's my man Ryan, fellow Chiefs fan. But Sauce Gardner is doing things that veterans majority of times don't always get, which is that fear factor that comes with him being on the other side of the field. I mean, let's be honest, y'all. When's the last time have y'all seen a rookie getting that type of treatment? It's not. You don't see a lot of rookies getting that treatment. Not right out the gate. Like Sauce Gardner had guys out the gate not wanting to throw to his side of the field. You a bad dude. That means you a bad dude. Sauce Gardner, one of the great picks that I was, I wish that the Chiefs could have went high and all out to go get him. Because, man, I love what he was doing. His tape coming out of Cincinnati his last year. I mean, my goodness. I mean, it's literally one of the most insane scenarios that I've seen. A cornerback just literally commands so much, treatment like that. Quarterbacks, look. The crazy thing about Sauce Gardner getting this treatment so early in his career is that that's going to be the trend for as long as he's plays in the league and he's still healthy and he's still, his skill set is still at the top. That'll be a treatment that, and look, he's not going to have the most sexiest numbers by the time his career is done. He won't. But you can't punish him for the fact that people are scared to throw on his side of the field. If Sauce Gardner has already got people scared in year one, by the time it's all said and done, he's not going to have great interception numbers. You know why? Because they're not going to try him. They're not going to throw on his side of the field. So when it's all said and done, he's going to have a Hall of Fame career. I can see it already. Obviously, barring injuries, barring a skill set decline, which I doubt. But, man, I get crazy Darrelle Revis vibes. I'm over here tongue-tied because I'm just so excited. Darrelle Revis vibes from Sauce Gardner, without a doubt. And especially because, and it doesn't help that it's a Jet thing. I guess it's just weird. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Here's our three candidates. We got Brock Purdy of the 49ers, Kenneth Walker of the Seahawks, and Garrett Wilson of the New York Jets. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm surprised Brock Purdy is on this list. And it's no disrespect to the young fella. It's no disrespect to the young fella. Because I believe that Brock Purdy has done a magnificent job stepping in, doing what he's asked to do, just doing his job. Just doing his job as a backup. Look, y'all, he's a third string quarterback. He is a third string quarterback. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. Oh, well, why the hell is Brock Purdy getting all this, and he's literally only had 9 appearances? I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's had 9 appearances over this season. Let me get this right. So he started week 13. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So he started started six regular season games, and he has two playoff games. The reason why I'm surprised that Brock Purdy is on this offensive rookie of the year list is because he's only had six regular season games. Now, granted, he did win them, but I don't know if I can give that six games that he's played and consider that a epic performance of the year because he wasn't there all year. Now had he played week 4 on and was part of that winning streak that the San Francisco 49ers had, I wouldn't have no issue with that. I just can't give a guy that's had six regular season games, 2 playoff games, and just go ahead and just throw offensive rookie of the year at him. I'm not willing to do that. Not over Kenneth Walker, who's had a good regular season and played majority of the season. Not over Garrett Wilson, who, man, bursted on the scene as a great wide receiver. I mean, there's a couple other people I could think of. Damian Pierce down in Houston, running back. Great season. I know what it is. He's a Houston. He's a Houston Texan. There's nothing glorious about a Houston Texan playing football. It's not. All right? It's not. There's nothing glorious about putting a Houston Texan in there, but you got to give kudos to Damian Pierce. Had a great season as a rookie. I also think of Isaiah Pacheco for the Kansas City Chiefs. Had a good rookie season. And played majority of the season. I mean, hell, who else can I really think of? George Pickens from Pittsburgh had a good season. Who was a rookie? I get it. Brock Purdy is a good storyline. He's a good talking topic because of the fact of what he did. Third string, Mr. Relevant. Yeah, we get it. Yeah, Mr. Relevant. Okay, we get it. But there's, to me, in my opinion, it's just, like I said, Damian Pierce, George Pickens, Isaiah Pacheco. There's just a couple other rookies that pretty much played primarily all 17 games and had great seasons. And you got Purdy, who showed up pretty much after the third quarter of the season. And just, these writers are giving him credit for being a good game manager. And no disrespect to Brock Purdy. I'm not disrespecting Brock Purdy. I'm really not. But my thing is I can't sit here and act like and ignore the fact that the system that he's playing with it's a damn good system. Kyle Shanahan's system is fit for a quarterback. It literally is. All right, insert quarterback, and he'll have somewhat of a decent season, a decent game. Hell, but let's be honest about the situation. Brock Purdy is in a system that is designed for him to win. Let's be honest. Any quarterback that has a great offensive line like the San Francisco 49ers, any quarterback that has a Christian McCaffrey who's been staying healthy and been balling out of his damn mind, any quarterback that has that, CMC, they have a good slot receiver in Brandon Ayuk. Elijah Mitchell is a good change of pace thumping running back. Hello. Did we forget how good Deebo Samuel is? Hello. Did we forget how good George Kittle is? Hello. If you make mistakes, they have an all-class Super Bowl caliber defense that can probably give you the ball back. Hello. We have to take into account the system and everything that is around Brock Purdy that is allowing him to succeed. All right. We got to be fair about the situation. Brock Purdy is in one of the best situations to literally step right into. Literally step right into. It's not too many quarterbacks that get the opportunity to step into a situation where you have a Super Bowl caliber defense, you have weapons all over your offensive side, and you have an offensive line that's going to keep you upright. Damn, Brock Purdy is damn near in the perfect situation. Now, I'm not going to fault him for that, but I'm also got to be aware of what everything that is set up for Brock Purdy to succeed. And for him to be part of this offensive rookie of the year list when the man has only got 6 games, what are we doing, NFL? I get the story is cute, but I'm gonna roll with Kenneth Walker in this. But to me, it's a coin toss. I might go Garrett Wilson as well because Matt brings up a good point too. My man had a good season, had a great season. That's with Mike White, that's with Joe Flacco, and that's with Zach Wilson throwing him the ball. And all 3 of them played. He caught footballs from all 3. All right. So, and at the same time, I can't dismiss Kenneth Walker in the impact he had, but I can't, and I can't let the NFL sit here and try to shoo this one under the rug as if Brock Purdy has done this and won the San Francisco 49ers games strictly off of his arm. It's just too much that works in his favor. It's just too much that works in his favor. Coach of the year. Now this is going to get interesting. Now they have Brian Daboll for the Giants. They have Doug Peterson for the Jaguars. I can respect that. And they got Kyle Shanahan on the 49ers. Again, Kyle Shanahan. When I'm looking at, I'll give you credit. You're on your 3rd string quarterback. But then again, your system has been working fine. But I'm looking at Brian Daboll and the job that he's done with the Giants. Matt can speak on the Giants. Matt can tell you how the last few years has been so down in the dumps being a Giants fan because you don't know what kind of product you're going to get. You'll get these ups and downs on emotions as a fan. Don't know what you're going to do with Daniel Jones. But guess what? What was shown this year? It wasn't Daniel Jones' fault. It was the previous tenured general managers and coaches that failed Daniel Jones. They did not give him proper weaponry. They did not give him proper protection. So, despite those flaws, and despite the fact that the Giants offense still has those flaws, as in they don't have adequate weaponry for a quarterback, they still don't have the best protection for Daniel Jones. And with those problems and those Achilles heels that the Giants currently have on offense that are still there, despite all that, Brian Daboll comes in and literally exposes us, football fans, sports fans, exposes us to the actual potential of greatness and the potential of what Daniel Jones could actually be. What we saw this year with Daniel Jones, we saw a guy that, that guy's pretty athletic. And Brian Daboll put him in good RPO situations or any situation that it can best his talents and get him and that offense going. It helped that they had a healthy Saquon Barkley, no doubt. But you still had inadequate weaponry at the tight end position. You still had inadequate weaponry at the wide receiver position. And somehow Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones found a way to make chicken salad out of chicken shit this year with that offense. And that alone in my opinion, wins him Coach of the Year. Now, I give Kyle Shanahan his credit because you're dealing with your third string quarterback. But like the same things that I spoke about, Brock Purdy has to apply to Kyle Shanahan. It's not like he had the most adversity you had to deal with as a San Francisco 49ers head coach is, hell, let me make sure that let me handle this quarterback situation. That's all you really had to adversity you had to deal with. Brian Daboll had to deal with it. Hey, I got to fix a losing culture. Hey, I got to find out what I got in this defense. Hey, I got to find out what I got and what I can squeeze out of all the positivity out of this offense that has so many holes and problems. Brian Daboll did a masterful job in getting this offense rolling when it matters. All right. Now, when it comes to Doug Peterson, I give credit when credit is due, but he's a Super Bowl winning coach. All right. He is a Super Bowl winning coach. I see what you did there, man. Yeah. He is a Super Bowl winning coach, and he literally just had to just clean up a little bit of mess. I know he had to clean up the culture that pretty much Urban Meyer tainted in a year. He had to clean that up. But guess what? If that's all you had to do was just change the temperature in the room and be the thermostat, that's a lot less strain in what you had to do than what Brian Daboll had to do. I know the Jaguars haven't really been that much of a great team, but we got to be honest about the Jaguars, man. They got their quarterback. The Giants right now are still trying to figure out whether re-sign Daniel Jones and at what price. There's no doubt about the quarterback position with the Jaguars. There's still a possibility that Daniel Jones can be moved or won't be there next year. I highly doubt that. I think the Giants re-signed Daniel Jones for 3-4 years, but don't mean that he's automatically, set in stone to be the starter next year. Trevor Lawrence is. Trevor Lawrence, without a doubt, is going to be a starter in Jacksonville next year. Can anybody sit here right now and say for sure, Daniel Jones is coming back in New York? There's no for certain about that. Had a good season, yes. But he's had 3, mediocre to bad seasons. There's no guarantee that he's going to be able to recreate this. And there's no guarantee that he's going to be back next year. So, but my nod, I would give it to Brian Daboll. I've said it weeks ago. I mean, you just can't deny the turnaround that the Giants did. And they got, 9 regular season wins? After, the last few years of barely scraping 4 or 5 wins? Treading at the bottom of that NFC East? And they go out and they expose those fraudulent Minnesota Vikings. So, give Brian Daboll his credit. Squeezed a lot of positivity out of a quarterback that a lot of people were not high on. A lot of people were ready to get rid of Daniel Jones, Giant fans included. Couldn't wait. Like, time to move on. So let's be honest about the situation. Brian Daboll, to me, hands down, NFL Coach of the Year. Oh, see, Matt's a Giants fan. He can answer this question. I'm a football fan. Look, I can't name them for sure. I can guess. Of course, Darius Slayton was out there, Sterling Shepard, and that's probably all I can got. And I probably still might be wrong. But unless you're a Giants fan, you're not going to be able to answer this question. Starting tight end. I think Bellinger might have been their starting tight end. I can't remember for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Daniel Jones still didn't have adequate weaponry at the wide receiver or tight end position and still had a good season. Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year. To me, there's no debate. And Shepard, yeah, you're right. Sterling Shepard missed majority of the season. So, and don't get me started on the guy that they re-signed in free agency a few years ago, whose name has been banned on the I.O.W. Sports Network. I will not say his name. His initials start with K and G. All right, but his name is on the ban list on I.O.W. Sports. The man that has been stealing money from the New York Giants, but his name will never, ever, ever be mentioned on this show ever again. KG, y'all know. But Brian Daboll, yeah, coach of the year, comeback player of the year. Saquon Barkley is on that list. Christian McCaffrey is on that list, and Geno Smith. And I got to be honest. I know the quarterbacks always get the praise, but man, it's so hard for me to go against Geno on this one. I got to go. Oh no, we love some Kenny G around here. I would never be mad at Kenny G. I'm talking about the other KG. He used to play for the Detroit Lions and somehow got a lot of money from the damn New York Giants. You know what I'm talking about. That was good. But no. Where we at? Just did coach of the year. Comeback player of the year. Yeah, comeback player of the year. All good stories. Hey, cheers, y'all. Cheers. That more day look good. Saquon Barkley, good story. I know he's going to be a comeback player of the year candidate because hell, he's been dealing with a lot of injuries, and for him to stay healthy, it meant a lot for the growth of Daniel Jones under Brian Daboll. Meant a lot. All right. Christian McCaffrey in the same boat. Had a lot of injuries. Finally stayed healthy. Carolina Panthers weren't doing shit. They were losing. The season was going straight down the drain. And by the way, I tried to hold it off, but I can't hold it off. I can't hold it off no more longer. Sidebar, y'all. Now I do a lot of sidebars on my show because we do a lot of organic things here. So this is an organic sidebar. Look, I understand David Tepper's enamored with Frank Reich, but you talking about a guy that got replaced by a guy that was sitting in the studio. You got replaced, literally. The guy was doing ESPN, and a week later he took a job because Frank Reich got fired. And Frank Reich, who thought that Phillip Rivers, who actually had a good season, so I can't fault him for that, who also thought that Carson Wentz was the answer at quarterback and thought Matt Ryan was the answer at quarterback. No. That's not what we're doing. Look, I know how Frank Reich is looked upon in the NFL scene. But here's my problem with him being hired and Steve Wilkes not giving that job. Because Steve Wilkes literally took chicken shit and did good things, galvanized that team and got them playing. Literally had a team like the Carolina Panthers within a game of going to represent in the playoffs. He literally had that team when you had no quarterback. You had Baker Mayfield to start the year for you. Oh, yeah, you're destined for good things for Baker Mayfield as your starter. Matt Rule, coach, gets fired. The head coach gets fired. You traded away Christian McCaffrey. Still don't have a quarterback. You keep trying to find a quarterback. Your defense is still playing well, which, by the way, Steve Wilkes is a defensive-minded coach and still had that defense playing good football, all right? So you're minus your weapons. Your minus Robbie Anderson gets traded away. Christian McCaffrey gets traded away. Still don't know who you really got and what you got at quarterback. So, in my opinion, David Tepper, the owner, who's been throwing money left and right at any and everything, I think you got it wrong again. I think you got it wrong again. I think Steve Wilkes would have been just fine how he was. You should have brought in an offensive mind to play offensive coordinator. And that's it. Because the players responded to Steve Wilkes. And we can't say that they didn't because they did. Look at all the stuff that was against him. They could have easily thrown in the towel and just, walked away and just say, hey, we'll have a top 5 pick. We'll collect our checks. We'll do whatever. That's the Panthers could have easily done that, but they did not. They did not do that. They were one of those teams that they could have messed up your playoff positioning and your playoff dreams had you went up against them and took them lightly. They could have fucked up your dreams. And hell, I'm not saying they would have beaten the Dallas Cowboys had the Panthers got in, but that'd have been a better matchup for the Panthers than what the Buccaneers did. That Buccaneers team's just putrid. So, Steve, in my opinion, my honest opinion, Steve Wilkes deserved that job, got hosed that he didn't get the job, and I hate to say it, here's another coach that failed miserably, got fired, but he's getting another opportunity over a coach that actually turned that team around, galvanized the team. I don't know why you wouldn't want to keep that in your building. I'm just astonished that the Panthers did not stick with Steve Wilkes. In my opinion, he was the better person for that job, just based off of what he was able to do with all the cards stacked against him. That was not right for another coach to clean up a whole bunch of bullshit and not get rewarded with the job. I mean, I don't understand how you don't reward that man with the job after he literally cleaned up a whole bunch of bullshit and got this team playing good football down the stretch. And you reward him by saying, hey, yeah, good luck finding a job. Yeah. Thank you, Steve Wilkes, for cleaning up my trash ass franchise that I have as owner, David Tepper, and don't know shit about football. I know about investing. I know about money, but I don't know shit about football. And this is just my tax write-off. But thank you for turning my shitty investment around so I can make more money. But we're gonna let you go. To me, that's horseshit. To me, that's horseshit. Steve Wilkes deserved that job. All right, back to our NFL awards. Sorry, I had to get that out. I had that on my chest, y'all. I had that on my chest sitting on there for a minute. I had to get it out because my thing is I don't understand how in this day and age when you got good coaches. Yeah, I'm with you, Double J. I don't hope too much positivity for the Panthers. I just think that was crappy. I just think that was dookie. But no, back to here. Comeback player of the year. My vote is Geno Smith. I can't knock what the guy did. I love this. The chip on his shoulder. I mean, they said, they wrote me all. I didn't write back. I love that moniker and mantra that he had. And did well. Did well. Was one of the most accurate quarterbacks this year. Geno was one of the most accurate quarterbacks this year. Great season by Geno. Geno did damn good this year. And let's be honest, we all thought for sure that the Seahawks was going to be trash. We thought that the Seahawks were going to be trash. For sure, we thought they was going to be trash. And yet, they made it to the playoffs. Because what have you seen for Geno Smith the last few years? When he was a Charger, he was a backup. When he was a Giant, he was a backup. Last time he started Uh, you know, he broke Eli's starting record, and a lot of Giants fans got mad. You know, didn't that situation wasn't for him. Wasn't a good situation. Got phased out of New York when he was a Jet. I mean, his career has not been one of great ups, but this was one of the great situations for Geno Smith. Glad he was able to find a way to get back to the starting position and show that he could ball. Um, because I think this is what a lot of people wanted to see if he can do it for a consistent time over a consistent regular season, and he did. Geno Smith did very damn well for himself this year, and he, for sure, in my opinion, gets comeback player of the year. Defensive player of the year, you got Nick Bosa for the 49ers, Chris Jones of the Chiefs, and you got Micah Parsons of the Cowboys. Um, just off of number sacks, I think Nick Bosa gets it for sure. Um, I'm not mad at if Chris Jones will get it. Obviously, me being a Chiefs fan, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I think Bosa gets it without a doubt. Has a higher sack rate. Um, I mean, hell, and then you just look at overall how good their defense is. Hey, Nick Bosa gets it. Yeah, I'm surprised. No Judon. I am surprised. Um, Judon year in years out quietly puts up Defensive Player of the Year awards type of numbers. Um, I don't know if they're punishing him because he's a Patriot. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know why Matthew Judon doesn't get. I don't know why he doesn't get Defensive Player of the Year votes because he's damn good. Look, Bosa's going to get it. I don't have no problem with any of these guys, him, Jones, or Michael Parsons getting it. But to me, I think Bosa gets it just by virtue of having the most sacks. Then Offensive Player of the Year, Jalen Hurts, Justin Jefferson, and Patrick Mahomes. And so I'm just going to say this: Offensive Player of the Year to me should not be a quarterback's award. It should be a skill player or award because MVP pretty much is a quarterback award. So I'm gonna go with Justin Jefferson. I mean, it's just Justin Jefferson. All right. I mean, it's just to me, there's you know, and just by my rules, me personally, if I'm going with MVP being a quarterback award, then a running back or wide receiver should or tight end should get this award, and that's Justin Jefferson. I mean, my goodness, there's nothing you can really not say about Justin Jefferson. I think that was his third. This was his third year in the league, and he's getting better. I mean, Justin Jefferson is ridiculous. Mr. Gritty is doing ridiculous things out there in Minnesota, and he's doing this with a average quarterback. Let's be honest about Kirk Cousins, average. All right, we know the ceiling with Kirk Cousins. All right, wild card round, divisional round. That's your ceiling with Kirk Cousins. But Justin Jefferson got him looking like a Hall of Fame quarterback. All right, and that's right out the gate that Justin Jefferson has been doing this. Justin Jefferson has come out the gate putting up ridiculous numbers. Um, if you ask me right now, I would still put Devontae Adams at 1, and literally, I will put Justin Jefferson at 2. Now, last year I would have put Cooper Kupp at 1, but couldn't stay healthy this year. So I would still put Cooper Kupp in top 5. But to me, it's Devontae Adams, best wide receiver in the game. Justin Jefferson right there, right behind him, and it's real close. It's real close. you can make a case for either one to be the best wide receiver in the game. It's just because Devontae Adams has done it longer, still doing it, and it didn't matter. Change of scenery. He still was a beast this year. He had a great season out in Las Vegas. So I still got to give the nod to Devontae Adams as best wide receiver in the game, and Justin Jefferson is like pretty much 1B. Like it's so close on how where you would put Justin Jefferson at right there. And then of course the big dog MVP award. You got 4 quarterbacks and a wide receiver. So you got Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes for the MVP. And this is not me being a homer, just being real. I mean, look at the numbers. The numbers do not lie to you. Use your eyes. He was still a magician. Patrick Mahomes is MVP. There's no ifs, buts. There's no. It's Mahomes. All right. And no disrespect to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has an MVP season. Jalen Hurts had a magnificent season. And to me, yeah, you can make a case for Burrow. You can damn sure make a case for Justin Jefferson. The only person who I would not put on this list for sure is Josh Allen. And y'all know me. When we did our preseason predictions, I said Buffalo. I said Josh Allen should get the MVP. Buffalo should come out the AFC, and I was wrong. All right. I was wrong. Now, here's the deal with Josh Allen. We're going to get a lot of great things from Josh Allen. But what he did this year without Brian Daboll not being there, it showed that he missed Brian Daboll. Showed that he missed Daboll for sure. Just the offensive play calling, you can see makes a difference in how Josh Allen operated. Josh Allen slowly kind of regressed to a certain mechanics or things that was hindering him in his rookie year, some in his sophomore year, and you see the turnovers. And we can't ignore that. Because him with Brian Daboll, he was able to Brian Daboll was able to, reel in some of the Brett Favre in him. And tell him that, hey, don't take these certain risks, don't throw these certain throws, don't get caught or put in this position and doing these things. Because how great of a talent you are, you can put the team in bad positions with the turnovers. And it happened this year. As good as that offense was, and as good as that team was, Buffalo Bills, there's a certain mystique with Daboll being gone that did not do the Bills justice with Josh Allen. And there's no knock on Ken Dorsey as a new OC. It's just there's a difference. All right. There just is. Until Ken Dorsey can come around and get more comfortable in his scheme and get more comfortable with Josh, as in what works well for him. But I will say this. Yeah, they better figure out a way to not lean on Josh Allen so much in the run game, because we've seen it so many times with quarterbacks that are built like Josh Allen. Y'all remember how Cam Newton was? Cam Newton had his little run, and it faded quick. Why did it fade quick? All them shots his big ass kept taking, because he's going to get ref different. Because when he's that big, when you're the size of a defensive lineman, when you're the size of a defensive end playing quarterback, you get ref different. You take different hits that won't get flagged. You take different shots that won't get flagged. And all that shit, no matter how big and durable you think you are, those hits add up. They pile up. And just like the game, just like a video game. Y'all seen the video game when you got your life meter and something happens and it starts starts decreasing, that's the same thing in life, in football life. You take so many hits, your little career meter starts going down, and then you take more hits, and it starts going down. Don't wear out Josh Allen's body before his peak is up, because you're going to shorten his peak. You're going to shorten that. Yeah, Cam Newton is a prime example of that. Hell, Ben Roethlisberger stuck around a little bit too long, but you saw the decline in his play. That's not by happenstance. You keep taking too many hits. It shows your body's going to eventually just wear the hell down. It just will. You can't take all these hits. Same thing with Lamar. Look at Lamar Jackson. Last two seasons, been missing the last few games. Why? Because he's been heavily accounted on, dependent on in the offensive scheme, both in running and passing. You get tired. You're asked to be Superman, and guess what? You keep taking hits, still not getting help, so you still have to play hurt. Andrew Luck is different. He just didn't have no protection. But in the same sense, yes, you're right, Matt. Andrew Luck, same thing. Keep taking all these hits, it shortens your career. His was because he just didn't have a no all line. Coach did him no favors. Coach did him absolutely no favor. Just imagine that Andrew Luck had an offensive line like Cleveland Browns, Philadelphia Eagles, 49ers. Hell, if he just had two tackles and two if he had two tackles and a good center, if he had 3 out of the 5 that are all pro, he still would have had a good career. But yeah, I mean, it was literally it's the same thing with just about any quarterback. Don't matter. Um, yeah, yeah, I understand. You take the hits, it dwindles your career and it shortens it and it makes you closer to retirement than what you thought. So look, yeah, to me, Josh Allen don't belong on this MVP list. I just didn't like the turnovers. Um, they got to figure something out with the play call to help him get back on track. Um, of course, Justin Jefferson belongs on this list. He won't win it because MVP is for some reason it's a quarterback award in the NFL. It just is. It's been like that for a while. It's going to continue that way. That's why he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. Um, Joe Burrow, you can make a case, but to me, I would put Jalen Hurts above him because look at those 2 games that Jalen Hurts wasn't there. That offense did not click. It did not look the same. And I'm not gonna hold that against Jalen Hurts, but I'll be honest. The fact that he missed time, it showed his value to that offense, to that team, and to me, that adds to the mystique on why he should be closer to winning the MVP award. Unfortunately, there's a guy named Patrick Mahomes who had a outstanding season. Yeah, no, he's pretty good. He happens to make magician plays all year, um, and one of the biggest weapons was taken away from him, and yet he bought out, bought out. Um, but yeah, Jalen Hurts for sure should be there. Have a conversation. You can have it, but still, end of the day, it's Mahomes. And to me, it's hard for anybody to really make a case to go against Mahomes not winning it. But I would definitely go like Matt. I saw your order earlier. I would definitely follow the same trend. I would go Mahomes 1, Hurts 2, Burrow 3. Um, I would go that way. Um, I'm just not a I'm just not a fan. Right. NFL, stop trying to force Buffalo and Josh Allen down our throats. All right. I feel like y'all trying to John Cena us. You know, we always had the correlation between sports entertainment, WWE, and NFL. Well, here's another one for you. You know, WWE will force feed Roman Reigns and John Cena down your throat, like these guys, like these guys, like these guys, and we end up resenting them because we want to like people on our own terms. And so now the NFL is sitting here, hey, Josh Allen, Buffalo Bills, and cramming it down our throat. As in, you're gonna like Buffalo Bills, you're gonna like Josh Allen, like him, like him, like him. No, hey, I respect the Buffalo Bills. I respect Josh Allen and his talents. But damn it, for y'all, what the NFL did to pretty much try and ensure that Buffalo had the advantages in this whole after that whole Damar Hamlin situation, that they had the full advantage, making up things as you go, the meeting with the owners and shit, and the neutral site championship game. You look like y'all was just trying to make it just trying to take the circle or the square peg and try to fit it in the circle, as if you just going to make sure that, hey, you're going to accept the Bills. Did you? Now I ain't touching that conspiracy. I think it's a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't see the point of the NFL trying to fake this. I don't know, man. I don't know even know how this even came about. Like, to me, that's crazy. I don't even I don't even know what started it, who started it, and what reason. That whole conspiracy that Damar Hamlin has a body double. That's, come on now. I don't even know how you even come up with that thought. But that's another thing that it's like the NFL tried to sit there and make the Bills play into this emotional factor with Damar Hamlin after the fact that it happened. And the Bengals said, nah, we ain't with none of that shit. We was there to, in agreement that we shouldn't continue the game. We supported y'all. Hell, when it came down to, hey, you want to replay this game, finish it off, y'all said no. And then now the NFL is sitting there with that whole level of disrespect and say, hey, sell those tickets in Atlanta, and the game between Buffalo and Cincinnati ain't even played yet. Yeah, you didn't put another chip on the shoulder. You gave them bulletin board material. And the Bengals have none of it. And they did work. And they continued off what they did 20 years ago and took down the Buffalo Bills and beat them down, which we said was going to happen in Cincinnati on that Monday night before Damar Hamlin went down. It's just what it is. But no, Mahomes MVP. Yeah, we're a couple of minutes over. We gonna continue a couple of things I want to talk about. Obviously, let's get to the nitty gritty of the team. Look, 49ers, Eagles. Man, this is gonna be one hell of a damn NFC game. Oh my God, this get both games to me are have potentials to be classics. Trip to the Super Bowl on the line, and you got, to me, some of the best matchups there is. I mean, you can't fake this. Can't fake it. I mean, especially this one. Now, Monday, I was leaning towards the 49ers. But then I was looking at, I'm looking at the defenses. So I think the front seven of the San Francisco is better, as in like D-line and linebacker. Now with the Eagles, I like the D-line. I'm not so much crazy about the linebackers, but I love their secondary. I love their secondary. So secondary, I would move over towards the Eagles. Linebackers, I would move over towards the 49ers, and then because the Seahawks ran away with the sack lead as a team on defense, I'm gonna lean towards the Eagles on the front four. I mean, they look at the sacks. Just look at it. Eagles were 1, Chiefs were 2, and it's a gap. All right. I think there's a gap of like 15 to 16 sacks. There's a gap. So advantage the Eagles on that. So 2-1 on defense, the Eagles got it. Then you look at offense. I, AJ Brown and Debo Samuel. I would pretty much cancel those two out. I would cancel out Brandon Ayuk with Devontae Smith. Cancel that out. I would cancel out Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell with Miles Sanders and Boston Scott and Kenneth Gainwell. They usually got 3 running backs. I would lean towards more George Kittle than Dallas Goedert. Even though Dallas Goedert is a good tight end, not shitting on him at all. But if you're talking about George Kittle or Dallas Goedert, I'm a rock with George Kittle. And then you're looking at Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy. To me, there's no doubt about it. I would lean towards Jalen Hurts, who will be the runner-up of MVP. I mean, you're literally fine tooth picking, pros and cons of these matchups because you're looking at 2 physical teams and 2 teams that can roll you in a heartbeat. If you start turning the ball over, time of possession goes their way, and that offense is humming in the air and on the ground. Just at the end of the day, because it's a quarterback league, I'm going to put my trust and faith in Jalen Hurts over Brock Purdy. Because Brock Purdy is fitting a system. Yes, he's making the plays, but he is fitting a system. Jalen Hurts, you fit the system around Jalen Hurts. He is the system. It was pretty evident when he was out against the Cowboys and the Saints. It was pretty evident. Jalen Hurts is the system. So I'd rather trust the system that is Jalen Hurts than trust the guy who is being part of the system in Brock Purdy. So I'm going Eagles. It's going to be damn close. Damn close. My final prediction. Eagles get a 21-18 victory. 21-18. Eagles get the victory. AFC Championship game. Man. A lot of things here. Just look at the trash talk that these teams have been doing. This might be the new rivalry. I know everybody was ready to start going Chiefs, Bills, Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, but I think it's about to be Chiefs and Bengals. I think Chiefs and Bengals about to be the new rivalry. They're meeting. This is their 4th time meeting in about 13, 14 months. And yes, there's 2 regular season victories for the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow. There's been a playoff victory in Kansas City for the Bengals in the AFC Championship game last year. And so we've had the conversation on the show the other day because everybody, media-wise, wants to keep throwing Burrow over Mahomes. They keep wanting to do Burrows over Mahomes. And I get it. I understand it. I get it. It's because Burrow's the nice hot topic. Obviously, slaying the forced story and the forced love of Josh Allen and him and Bengals slayed it down. They killed that narrative. But you look at how cool Joe Burrow is and how calm, cool, collected he is, his swagger about him, his demeanor about him. Gets those guys rallying around him. Hey, Burrow gets that team going. The defense, not a lot of star power on there, but as a unit, they get the job done. Stat wise, they're pretty mediocre. but they make big plays when it matters. The offense, I mean, hell, what can you say? They got weapons everywhere. Hayden Hurst has been a godsend to the tight end position for them. I mean, geez, Hayden Hurst has looked more Dawson Knox esque lately. He's been looking more Dallas Goddard esque lately, and that's how enamored I am with Dallas Goddard. I think Dallas Goddard is on that next level of. I would put Dallas Goddard, Mark Andrews, T.J. Hawkinson in that next category below Kittle and Kelsey for sure. Uh, 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 and I literally Hayden Hurst. It might be the way that he's been playing with the Bengals. I think he's on literally that third tier of tight ends. Could possibly start breaking out if he stays with. I think Cincinnati better do all they can to make sure he stays for a while with Joe Burrow because they got a nice little connection going on. But Hayden Hurst at tight end's been doing well. The running game, I love what Joe Mixon and Samaje Perine are doing. Got to give them credit. That's a good running game. That's a good running back duo. Um, when uh, uh, when Mixon went out with the injury, they didn't miss a beat. They did not miss a beat. Samaje Perine made sure of that he did well for the Bengals when Joe Mixon had to miss a game or two. Um, hell, look, the wide receiver core is ridiculous. Boyd, both I think if I remember correct, somebody looked this up. Matt looked this up for me. If I'm correct, I think both all three receivers, Boyd, um, Higgins, and Jamar Chase, all finished. If I'm correct, all in the top 25 of receiving yards or something like that. Um, but I do remember at some point in the year that all three Chase, Higgins, and Boyd were in the top 15 of receiving yards at one point. So that shows you how good that receiving core is, and they showed it when Jamar Chase missed pretty much a month and some change. They didn't miss a beat. Of course, you're not going to miss a beat. You still got two wide receivers that are in the top 15 of receiving yards at the time. So, uh, you know, I know enough. A lot is being made about um, some of the offensive line deficiency that Joe's going to be dealing with because of injuries. Well, this is when the Chiefs need to take advantage of it, not only in pressure wise, but look at the game plan wise. Look at what Joe Burrow was doing last week against Buffalo. And this is why I'm surprised Leslie Frazier didn't make the adjustment to it. Joe Burrow was getting quick releases, get the ball out, 1, 2 step drops, and get the ball out. And so, in my opinion, when you got a quarterback doing that, they're timing routes. So, guess what? Break up the timing. Play a little zone. Sit in those zones where you know the routes are going to go to. Jump the routes. You already know he's going to get quick releases, and then hell, play your passing lanes on your defensive linemen. Yeah, you want to get the initial push off the hike, but you got to be more eyes glued at your quarterback, seeing that he's already in throwing motion and jump in the passing lane. Get your hands up. He's trying to get the ball out quick because he knows, hey, I don't know if I trust his offensive line yet. I got 3 starters missing. It's the same thing that's going to potentially happen with him against Kansas City, who was second in the league in sacks. Get after this guy. Play the passing lanes. George Karlaftis did well playing the passing lane. Carlos Dunlap does well playing the passing lane. Get some batted balls. Chiefs got to get some batted balls, and they got to get pressure. That's their key to success on defense, because if they don't get pressure, look, that secondary is young. They've had made some plays, but they've also been young and getting burnt. All right. And that's the drawback when you have Spags who's you know coming up with all these exotic blitzes, leaving cornerbacks on the island in situations like that. So when you do that, you got to make sure you get pressure, or you're playing the passing lanes and you get these footballs batted down. They do that, they win. I have no doubt about that. I'm not worried about Mahomes in the injury. I'm really not. Mahomes is going to eat. Look, he needs to rectify something because he knows that it was his fault why the Chiefs did not go to the Super Bowl last year. He knows it. He played very poorly in that second half, up 21-3. He knows that. He knows it. And so Mahomes, injury or not, he was going to play. And he was going to go out there, and he's going to go out there and give MVP performance, and he's going to prove why he won the MVP award. This is the game that he sews it up. If it hasn't already been given to him already, this is the game he sews it up. I'm not worried about the ankle injury, but I'm going Kansas City. It's going to be a close one, 27-24. Because that's what they've been doing since they've been meeting. It's been that score, 27-24. But the Bengals been on the other side of it. And this is the thing about it. I know the Bengals, they're feeling real confident. The media's playing up to it, hyping them up because look, I give it to you. You got 3 wins over the Chiefs in the calendar year. And that's what got these people talking about Joe Burrow possibly being better than Mahomes. No, cut the shit. He's not. All right. And let's really have the talk and in-depth look at this, because 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Been total of 9 points if the Chiefs have lost in all 3 of those matchups. Total of 9. All right. Field goal, field goal, field goal. You could easily be 3-0 for the Chiefs way. So let's be frank about this. Let's be real about this. If it's 3-0 Kansas City, this conversation of Joe Burrow being even mentioned in the same breath of Mahomes doesn't even exist if those field goals are flipped the other way. See, that's how rinky-dink the damn media is. Pay attention to that. Be real about it. If it's 3-0 Mahomes, the whole narrative of Mahomes possibly taking a backseat to Burrow doesn't even exist. But Chiefs win it 27-24. All right, y'all. Whew. Man, I hope y'all ready. We're going to have 2 great championship games on Sunday, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. It's going to be some good football. It's going to be exciting. And man. It's the bittersweet time of the NFL year, because you know it's coming to an end, but you know you're about to get some damn good football. Y'all know the deal, y'all. Come check us out Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of I.O.W. Sports and another episode of I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition Monday evening, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been real, y'all. Appreciate the love and support. You see all the social media sites on the bottom. Check us out at I.O.W. Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, YouTube, where all the content is stored. I.O.W. Sports Network. You can catch us on Twitter, I.O.W. Sports 1. And hell, you can catch some of our content on the Let's Talk Sports YouTube channel. Man, we got some good football coming up, y'all. Good football. Hey, enjoy the weekend. See y'all Monday. Peace and love.
Yeah. Come on. Silent Hill TV, yes. Hitchhikers.
Yeah, smoking so much dope, I'm seeing traces. Visual lasers load across the scene is dangerous, aggressive like behavior. Couple monsters for my neighbors, resisting human nature, persistently getting greater. Bloodshed like the Terminator. Fire up the green, I need it, increase the dopamine. Feel better, so I kill better. Doped up for cocaine. Booming like I never had a home, so I'm all alone. Smoking bones down the chromosomes till the filter's gone. Suffocating under heavy pressure, the signature marks are the cornerstone of a nigga that's ready to spark. Like the pathway through the treacherous, wonderful dark. Searching for a lost spark, curators of a lost art. Desperately holding shit together until it falls.